Hiring for your small business? If you're not looking for professionals on LinkedIn, you're looking in the wrong place. That's like looking for your car keys in a fish tank. LinkedIn helps you hire professionals you can't find anywhere else, even those who aren't actively searching for a new job but might be open to the perfect role. In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't even visit other leading job sites. So start looking in the right place. With LinkedIn, you can hire professionals like a professional. Post your free job on linkedin.com/achieve today.
George Clooney and Brad Pitt's new movie, Wolves, is on Apple TV Plus September 27th.
That's where I want you to be now.
So if you want to see George Clooney and Brad Pitt, go to Apple TV Plus.
You got to start the story there.
Or if you want to see Brad Pitt and George Clooney, go to Apple TV Plus.
I am enjoying the show.
And if you want to see their new movie, Wolves,
You can't do it, I'm going to help you out. I can do it, so do it.
definitely go to Apple TV Plus.
Admit it, it's cool. Okay, fine, it was very cool.
Wolves, streaming September 27th on Apple TV Plus. Rated R.
Let me ask you something. What country in Africa are you from?
You don't see a Haitian saying I'm African Haitian or Jamaican saying I'm African. Just for that, we just Black Americans.
Well, Americans don't know because honestly, you guys don't know. When Africans come to America, they're busting their behinds to get degrees, become doctors, lawyers, and stuff like that. So when Africans look at African Americans, they're like, these people have credit cards. We don't even have credit cards. These people are not even working, and we come here and we busting our.
Welcome back to another episode of Daily Wrap Up Crew. No book up. I go by the name of Eli. As always, follow me on IG, the real Y Eli.
You flustered?
I don't know what just happened. I just had like a brain fart. Like, you know what I mean? As always, we got Ace with us.
Yes, indeed. Let me do my duty. Drew was late because he was eating booty. You know what I mean? Hit that like button if you're a fan. We about to have the show with the women from the motherland. You heard?
Okay. Last but not least, we got Jew.
What it do? It's your boy Jew. I'm like Tony the Tiger. Everything I say is great. You heard what I'm saying?
Yo.
I said I came in late, nigga.
You ain't say that part.
Oh, I ain't say that part?
Niggas forgot
You said it, nigga.
Yo. Anyway, man, we got some special guests in the building. Ladies, let them know where they can follow you at.
Oh, God.
What's up? It's your girl Tyra Omotola, aka Almost Sexy, representing the Lounge ATL, honey. Follow us on all social media platforms, the Lounge.ATL, baby. And you can follow me on my Instagram as well, Tyra Omotola.
And I'm Ava, aka Abenang. You can follow me at Abenang the Diva.
Listen, before we get into these topics, make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe if y'all not already subscribed. Hit the notification bell, man. Stay up to date on all our uploads. Cop the merch, man. Dailyrapupcrew. Oh, I thought I had this shit on. Like,
Look at wearing playback shirt.
I was lacking, like, it's laundry day. But make sure y'all get the
Wash
merch,
your clothes,
man.
nigga.
Dailyrapupcrew.co. Join the membership and listen to the podcast audio every Tuesday mornings. This first topic I want to get into. I know earlier we talked about one of the viral clips that you had that's been circling the internet. I've seen like 4 different times on people's platforms, like going crazy.
What she say, bro?
You had a topic where you admitted that men are the prize. Do you still feel that way?
Ooh, men are the prize. Absolutely. I believe, and I will say it with my full chest, that I do say that men are the prize. Men are definitely the prize. This is not to put down women and try to make us not be the prize as well, but I definitely, with my full chest, will say that men are definitely the prize. I believe it.
Okay.
Argue with your mother.
They're gonna argue for sure. Like, you definitely feel that way.
No, of course not. Women will always be the prize because at the end of the day, wars were started because of women, okay? So at the end of the day, we don't have to let men be the prize.
Which wars specifically are you talking about?
All the wars. It's about women. Yes.
Not religion or nothing like that. Not
oil.
One word, women.
Can I say
It sounds like y'all the problem, not the prize.
I mean, it just depends, but
so it'd be peace if it was.
Women rule the world. It's a simple point.
Y'all rule the world?
Of course. Now, do you want it to be a boss fest?
Huh?
a boss fest, like just men run around.
Do I want it to be like that?
Exactly. You want women in your life now.
Of course. But women want men in their life too,
though. Yeah.
She said, I don't know about that one.
They can lick each other now, so they don't care.
Or what?
Nothing.
But no, men are really the prize, though. We have to be realistic. I feel
break it down.
I feel like the reason why we try to coddle women, because I feel like the reason why we try to coddle women is because women are more sensitive. We're more emotional. So you want to make women feel all nice and sweet and don't want to hurt their emotions. So you tell women, oh, you're the prize. Oh, this, that, and the third. But realistically speaking, men are really the prize. If you really think about it.
Break it down. Why you think that?
Okay, so for instance, if you notice, men don't really fight over women. How many times do you see men fighting, slashing tires, breaking cars, doing the most?
It happens.
Absolutely, absolutely, it happens. But at the same time, women are the ones who really chase after men.
They do be scrapping
women
much more
really
for
be
men,
doing the most when it comes to trying to get that man. So, but we don't really see that happening all the time when it comes to men. You know? So I feel like we put men on the pedestal, but it's because they really are on the pedestal. But I will definitely say this though. I think high value men are really the prize. Truly.
What's a high value man?
A high value man.
Manyan.
Not even a bit money. Just a man who's doing well for himself.
With money, like, you know what I'm
saying?
with money.
Yeah.
Down to.
Someone will be shitting a lot on the average hardworking man that's making a good living.
Shit on them.
You don't think that? You don't think?
I think they're just not desirable. So that's not necessarily.
You shitting on them right now?
Nigga working hard, paying taxes, but they not desirable. Like,
I mean, it's not the ones that we typically want. So it's just like I don't think we're like stumping on them. I just feel like we have better options, and that's the reason why we're not choosing.
Y'all got better options?
No, we don't have better options.
We do.
That's the reason why women are fighting over men, because we know we don't have too much to pick from. So the little men that we have to choose from, we are all fighting for the same kind of man. That's just what it is, And I'm just trying to be realistic as possible. Not like I said, I'm not trying to put down women or anything like that, but I just feel like if we just really think about it and use our logical brains, you will really understand that men really are valuable.
Yeah, I think women normally
not trying to be a pick me.
Right. Well, they're gonna say that every
time.
Of course, I know.
I think, I'm very much a component of, I think a healthy relationship is the prize, right? But I think a lot of times when we have this conversation, I think the women are the prize to the men that they don't want. Like when those women speak about them being a prize, they're usually the prize to the men that they don't want. Like, you get what I'm saying? But like you said, if you have a man that is, able to provide, because you think about it, all the expectations that women have of men, like he got to provide this lifestyle for you. He got to make sure you're not able to work, you're not able to pay your bills, you go on these vacations. Like that to most women is the prize. Like to be able to be in your soft girl era and all of this, like black girl luxury and stuff like that. You want a man to bring you into that or whatever the case. That way you don't have to do as much. So therefore that is the prize. Like, you know what I mean? And then when we talk about women, y'all do get older, you know what I mean? So then the value goes down, the fertility goes down. Like, you get what I'm saying? So like I'm with you. I'm not trying to shit on men. I'm not even trying to say men are the prize. Like I said, I think a healthy relationship is the prize. Like, you know what I mean? But I really don't even like having that talk no more. I used to engage in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's like a men and women war going on nowadays, and it's kind of it's I'm over it. I feel like we have to learn to come together and just try to work with each other, because these conversations that is continue to circulate is tiring. I think
it's just more so perspective. Like he said, he wants a healthy relationship. Like you looking for a tall, dark, and handsome. I'm looking for the full package. So it's like it's perspective. You know what I'm saying?
So when he be the prize for you though?
Who?
The full package.
Of course now.
All right, so how you sitting there saying women are the prize?
No, he'll be the prize for me. Like, he'll be my prize.
And to other women as well.
Of course, but the fact that he gets to choose me, I'm the prize. Because there's plenty of them. It's a lot of them.
But like when you go to like a carnival, you know what I mean, and you win the competition, you get to choose your prize, right?
I don't know nothing about that. But I just feel like women are the prize because we can choose who we want to be with.
No, we
Like,
can't.
I can.
This is what.
Yeah, what the?
See
Hold
now,
on.
see now. This is what I was saying
All right.
on the show. Women, we don't have the choice of choosing who we want.
Mhm.
We have to.
yeah, we have the choice of
have to-
choosing who we can possibly be with. I mean, I feel like
the
women
man,
the
the
same way with
sexual
men.
aspect,
the
right,
man
that's
has
about
to.
it.
The man makes the decision on who he wants to be with ultimately.
Mhm.
Yes, we can accept his dates and his
Same with the
advances,
female.
but at the end of the day, the man is the one who's going to say, "I want you. I want to marry you." A woman is not going to be the one to go up to a man and now say, "I want to marry you. I want to marry. I want to be with you. I want to
Great
be your
points.
girlfriend, whatever."
Exactly what I was saying.
Mhm.
Very
You know,
good
so
points.
we have to wait on the man to come to us
Mm.
to propose to us. So at the end of the day, you have to be really thinking about this. Like,
Yeah, that's why they say that men control the access to relationships
Yeah,
and
and
marriage.
women
And
the
women
sex.
control access to
Yeah.
sex. Like y'all could give the sex to whoever y'all want. Men don't have that option. Like you know what I
That
mean?
is
So those
true.
are the two.
Most men.
Huh?
Most men.
Most men, like don't have that option. But we could stay on this topic all day. Let me get to the next topic,
Yeah.
right? This one is pretty interesting. Do you think Afrobeats eventually will become more westernized? And if it does, how do you think that will impact like African music and African genre of music in general?
Okay, so I want to ask you this question. What do you consider as being westernized?
I think westernized to me means conforming to a certain audience that isn't necessarily your core audience. So you know what I mean? Like
Okay.
when you have certain record labels and record companies that don't look like you, and they trying to make you push a certain narrative or work with artists that you normally wouldn't work with in general because they see the big, or they trying to market to a different audience,
wider
whatever,
range.
a wider audience, whatever. Like I said, when you start talking about things that you normally wouldn't talk about in your music because you feel pressured to conform to different audiences, like as opposed to the audience that got you there, like you know what I mean. I think that's when it becomes more westernized, like to me at least. Like
I would say it's more westernized already because it's like you have Burna Boy and DeVito saying the N word already in different songs and start talking about what the typical hip hop artists talk about. So I just feel like it's already there now, and it's only to kind of open up to the American because now their fan base is mainly different people from not where they come from. So that's why I feel like it's already here now.
So the people back home don't really mess with the music that they making now, is what you're saying?
No, I'm saying like, for example, the music that they make, they mess with it already.
Right.
Africans are listening to African music.
Right.
But because Africa music and Afrobeats and Afrobeat is now very popular now, it's like they're catering to the typical American talking about what y'all talking about lyrics. Because the typical African music talks about love, relationship, how they do so much for their women, how they, cater to their women. But now it's like, okay, I got this Bentley,
So,
like.
So is it still as popular as it was before they started, conforming to like...
I think so because America just going around to
No, I mean
different
back home though.
like as far as what?
Like the original fan base that they had, do you think they still like support the newer?
They
Oh, are they
love
looking
it.
at it like
Yeah.
now they be coming to American?
No, they love it. Anything
Oh, they
like,
love it.
and that's
Oh,
the
okay.
thing about Africa is like most African and communities, they come together as a group and they like
Yeah.
support. Whether we supporting you, whatever y'all do,
No matter y'all do.
we 10 times 10 toes behind y'all. So that's typically what Africans are. It's like
what's
we
up.
don't care if y'all say that, but we still, we still mess
okay.
with y'all. So
That's
you
what's
know.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say something about this, the whole westernized or whatever. So we were having a conversation about this the other day as well. And I don't know if you guys know the difference between Afrobeat and Afrobeats. There's two
Nah.
different
You got to break that down.
genres. So you have Afrobeat,
Mm-hmm.
which is a more cultural sound, meaning, are you familiar with like Fela Kuti? Okay, so you have someone like Fela Kuti who is supposedly the pioneer of Afrobeat music. So Afrobeat music derives from like maybe Fuji, like our genres, Fuji music, high life, another genre. You have funk, you have jazz. All those different genres is what makes Afrobeat. And Afrobeat might be a more traditional sound that you might be used to hearing in like from Africa. But Afrobeats with the S is what you hear now. is what is the more westernized sound, quote unquote. I'll put that in quotes. More westernized sound. So it's like more the pop version. So it's what you hear with Burna Boy. He doesn't claim to be Afrobeats. I think he says he's Afrofusion now, but whatever. But you have the Davido, Burna Boy, Wizkid. They're like what you would consider Afrobeats, which is more of more westernized version of Afrobeat. So now when you're asking me, is Afrobeats westernized? It's already westernized because it's Afrobeats. It's another genre of Afrobeat.
What's the more so layman's terms that we, like what's the old school music now is like R&B type thing.
Yeah.
Like, what's the category genre for that music?
That can make it make sense.
Yeah. So basically,
like soul and R&B,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
I got you.
Like there's old school music, but it's like it hasn't really westernized. It just kind of like grown and leveled up, or as far as like it just kind of
and over time
modernized.
And modernized, it becomes R&B.
So it's like your Stevie Wonder, that genre of music is now like the Chris Brown music.
That's
what she's trying to compare. Afrobeats is like the original Afrobeat, and the new person now is like your Davido.
Got you.
That's what Afrobeats is. So that's to answer your question. Afrobeats is westernized, but also as far as incorporating other artists, like for instance Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, it's to open up their audience.
Right.
As you're making music, you want to have a different audience. You want to expand. You want to have people of all genres, all races to listen to your music. So of course it only makes sense to grow.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying? It's part of the game. Even with American artists, you're going to venture off into other collaborations with other artists who are not of your same genre. So you want to get those, like maybe like someone like Beyonce. She's doing country music now. She wants to get that audience. Who else is doing?
And the rappers team up with like pop artists and stuff like that.
It's normal stuff. It's not like they're trying to be westernized, but it comes with the game.
I mean, it's expanding your business, making more money. At the end of the day.
Exactly.
I think one thing that I don't want to happen with African genres of music is that I don't want y'all to become too westernized where now you are starting to, because I look at hip hop music and I see how it went from this to now. It's at this super
it's watered down.
Only
you want
about
us to keep
sex
true
and
to our sound.
I don't want y'all to feel like motherfuckers talking about trapping and killing and
we never go
Let me tell you, that's all. Like I don't think we will
never
go down that lane.
Listen, I hope not. But again, it's up to these labels. These labels dictate the music. Because
that is true.
And they start to control the radios. Now they control what is going on. And now something that goes from Sexy Red and that, what happened to she start doing Afrobeats? You know what I'm saying? Or something like that.
It's trendy. Everybody wants to hop on the Afrobeat train. It's trendy. Everybody wants to get a piece of Afrobeat. So I don't blame them at all.
You said one reason you realize it was already westernized is because they started using the N-word.
And then like fancy cars and stuff. Like,
so prior to that happening, you wouldn't say that it happened often where African music had used the N-word?
Oh, no. Like, all this is due because a lot of Americans start to listen to our music. So that's why we're catering to the Americans.
But would you say that we should be offended because people only because the same Burna Boy, he said African Americans don't have culture. So if you're using the N-word, which you wouldn't really use it, you don't particularly claim to be black or African American, we're pushed aside. Then wouldn't you say using the N-word is a sign of disrespect?
Earning your degree online doesn't mean you have to go about it alone. At Capella University, we're here to support you when you're ready. From enrollment counselors who get to know you and your goals, to academic coaches who can help you form a plan to stay on track. We care about your success and are dedicated to helping you pursue your goals. Going back to school is a big step, but having support at every step of your academic journey can make a big difference. Imagine your future differently at capella.edu.
Immerse yourself in Candy Crush Music Season. Crush the competition for a chance to win 3 epic live music experiences anywhere in the world. Discover the hottest new tracks from Toki Monsta, Kimbra, and Lazewo in-game now. Now that sounds sweet. Quicker tap the banner to download Candy Crush and play Music Season now. Start September 19th. Open to players 18 older above level 25 in eligible countries. Price cap value and terms apply.
I mean, that's a good question. It's just because, like, it's just what it boils down to, it's money. Y'all are buying his records.
But
when they're using
that's like me accepting the fact of Eminem saying, "What's up, my nigga?" You get what I'm saying? He doesn't.
Y'all do though.
I don't. Nobody does. I don't know.
Eminem don't say that.
No, I don't think it's.
He did.
I don't think it's the same
In that song?
because at the end of the day, we're all black. Okay, we're all black, so you can't say because Eminem is now using the N word. No. What I'm saying is like I get what you're saying, but I feel like when they're using the N word in their songs, they're not thinking about it. It's just like it's a phrase that's commonly used now. So
that'd be an excuse for a white person to say as well.
Yeah, but you can't. You can't compare a white person.
I listen to Future, so I should be able to say the
a white
N-word.
person is not black. A black person, African, we are both
We're
black.
still
At
black
the end of the
regardless
day,
of where we
we're
come
still
from. You can't compare a white person to.
So
that's
I don't
think
close that altogether.
Eli always says this all the time too. If you don't portray yourself as a black American or whatever the case may be, you shouldn't use the word.
N-word. Okay.
If you're not one of us, then why?
I just told you it's about money. They're catering. They think business.
Then I would take that as disrespect. You get what I'm saying?
Well, then everybody disrespecting us at this point. We just
you're right.
Left and right.
I mean,
so just,
I don't know, man. Let us know in the comments, man, what y'all think about that. I don't know. That's a good. That's a good question. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't know how.
But it depends on if he genuinely feels like if he's whatever. What did you say about the African Americans?
Well, he said we don't have any culture. When he looks like our culture, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, hold on. How does that look like? So I want to say something about this because I get that a lot.
Yeah.
Like because we have a lot because I'm a Nigerian American, right?
Yeah.
And our show is predominantly like a lot of Africans on our show.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of these kind of conversations.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So someone like myself, I would say certain things that may offend other people. Maybe I may say something to offend an African American person, right? And they would now look at me and say, "Well, you look like us. You're trying to look like us.
No, you are one of us. You're American as well, right? You said
I'm American, but because I guess I'm Nigerian as well, they're thinking I'm trying to look like you guys. I'm trying to talk like you, but I'm American. So I guess the point that I'm trying to make is what does an American person look like, and what does an African person look like? How is an American person supposed to dress as opposed to an African person? That's what I think.
I think it's pretty obvious when you look at Black American culture. Like we do dress, we have a different swag about us. Our fashion sense is different. Even with you ladies, you guys are wearing wigs and weaves. Not saying y'all, but I'm saying in general, African women do be wearing that. Yeah. I've never associated women in the motherland being I haven't seen that. I usually present with your natural hair more. I think that aesthetic is
great point.
A Black American aesthetic. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just me personally. Like I said, I have never, when I looked at the motherland of African women from the motherland, I've never looked at them having all of this makeup and, enhancements and surgeries and stuff like that. Like, so that to me is an aspect of looking the part of a Black American woman. Like, you know what I mean? So even how certain Black men...
But also, where did Black American women get that look from? They got it from the Europeans. So that's why I feel like Black Americans and Africans are on the same wave.
Where do you think?
Because we're all wearing...
Where do you think the world get most of its fashion advice or sense from or styles from? A Black man walking up and down the block who made his designs or made his appeal. LL Cool J, knowledgeable for rolling his leg up.
Okay.
And this is where I see Burna Boy rolling one leg up.
To hone in on the clip with Burna Boy specifically saying African Americans do not have culture. What did he mean by that? Because African Americans do have culture.
Well, if you ask a lot of Caribbean people or even African people, they question African Americans. There's no war. You get what I'm saying? We want to be respected just as much. Shit, if you let alone, we was shipped here without our permission. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
and I think that's where the confusion comes in because the culture is lost for African Americans. But they don't know.
We
the
shouldn't be attacked.
Started here 400 years ago. It came from Africa. So now you got Senegalese culture mixed in. You got Morocco culture mixed in with African American culture. Even just in Louisiana, gumbo, okra, all that came from West Africa for them to pick up those traditions and cultures. So that's where they're saying you don't really know where the culture is because it's coming from thousands of languages and tribes and countries because we were shipped all over. We didn't ask to, you know what I'm saying? So that's where they're like, necessarily where they're honing in where it's like, you don't have cultures because.
But you shouldn't say that. We built a culture.
We built a culture. African Americans, you guys, you do definitely have your own culture. I can definitely say. I would never take that away from.
It's because it's lost.
No, even
it's lost.
But
culture.
I would never.
That's a mindset from thinking outside the box. We had to create as we go. Like everything. Our language, how we talk, how we walk, what we make is also unique to what we are.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
I would never take that.
So
away from
I think it's just more so what has to be told to him that they do have culture, but it was made and created. And it became their own culture, hip hop. That's literally a culture from Black African Americans.
So my question now for you is: would you now say African American culture derives from African culture?
I think we all take a little bit of something from each other.
That's shit is things. I think that is true. And matter of fact, Art, can you play that clip that I had real quick because this is going to correlate kind of to this whole conversation.
What do you say when people say where you from?
America.
No, where's your country?
My country is America. I was born in New York, raised in.
Where your parents from?
My parents are from New York.
Americans, they don't know where they're from, you know.
I think American black people are the most lost black people in the world.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you see black people over here.
They know where they come
we
from.
all know where we come from.
What are some negative stereotypes y'all heard about Black America from your parents, from your friends?
You literally said it all.
Yeah. That's it?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Right.
Like my mom would tell me not to marry an African.
Yeah.
She says it all the time.
My parents are both from Grenada. They came here in the 80s and 90s. So what he was saying about how they think that Black people are lazy does resonate with me because I've heard that a lot.
And I'm West African, Nigerian, because if you ever remember the movie Sugar Hill, and there's a scene where they're doing the thing with the drug dealer, and the guy said, we can't work with Akata. That's a word that they were calling the American blacks, Akata, the Nigerians. Akata is a word that they use for American blacks. And Wesley Snipes was like, yo, what is this Akata shit you keep calling us? And the guy goes, we don't want to work with cotton pickers. Africans come to America, and there's a lot of my African-American friends say, man, a lot of Africans are really mean towards us. They're really nasty towards us because they feel they're better towards us.
You being a man from an African family, what would your family say about you bringing like an American woman?
My daughter's mom is American. Most African parents, if we're being honest, they would actually prefer you bring home a white person.
I can't categorically say every Nigerian got this talk, but a lot of Nigerians that travel abroad got this talk from their family, where they will sit you down and tell you, you're going there. Don't go and talk to those Black Americans. You just go and get pregnant. You get into drugs. You start become gang banging. They give you that talk. That just go to the white community, find a nice place. They just go and be decent. Stay with the white people. They give you that talk. So when you enter America, you already have a perception of African Americans. You've judged them.
Well, we don't want them here.
They're your brothers and sisters.
They're not our brothers. They were taken away, unfortunately. We will develop by ourselves.
That video could have been a lot longer. I just wanted to just clip it. But again, when we talk about these diaspora wars, and I wanted to get into that later, but since we're already here, when you even type in diaspora wars, it seems to be, Africans or Caribbeans, and they have this disdain almost or this disrespect when it comes towards Black Americans, often saying, you don't know where you don't come from, but they would never say that to a Haitian or a Jamaican or a Trinidadian, even though we all came from the same slave ship. It's just different stops. But for some reason, Black Americans or African Americans aren't looked at as a specific culture when Jamaicans are or Haitians are or whatever, Antigua, like all of them are looked at. Nobody questions their culture. So and the fact that we always have to answer our culture or is being questioned by people that look like us, you know what I mean, is very disrespectful. And especially when we have built a unique culture within America. And I think, unfortunately, the media does a good job at portraying only the negative stereotypes. It's just like when we were growing up, the stereotypes that we seen of Africans was the flies on the face. I didn't have this, that, and the third. So that's what we saw. So, of course, we had a negative perception. But, we see as now, 2025, 2024, we still seeing that narrative push that don't go to those Black Americans. They ratchet, they ghetto, they don't got no culture, which is just, to me, is very disrespectful. And it is a slap in the face, like as somebody who's Black American.
Let me ask you something. What country in Africa are you from?
I'm from America. That's what we're saying. Just
What
like a
country in
Jamaican,
Africa
just like
are
a
you
no, hold on. Just like somebody from Jamaica, they're not going to say what country in Africa they from. Somebody in Haiti is not going to say what country from. They're going to say they're Haitian.
Because they were closer from, what is it called, the triangular slave
But
trade.
then when you ask them that question, they're not going to have a definitive answer.
That's because they're already in their own community of Caribbeans, the Haitians, Jamaicans. They're all like in one bowl. Just as
But
far
Black Americans are in their own bowl as well.
The
Like that's
reason why I
that's what I'm
asked that,
saying.
that's
Why are
why
we getting questioned?
That's why Africans feel that way, because they feel like because you don't know where you come from, which is not by fault by Africans.
We
it's
know
not by,
where we come from. We come from America, just like
I guess
Jamaicans
it's just more
come from Jamaica. Like, what is the difference?
I think it's just
Like,
more relatable from an African to see another African and be like, oh, where you come from? Oh, I'm from Ghana. I'm from this place. And they know so much about their culture because they do this, and this. So I feel like that's why they feel like you know so much about your culture in Africa. So that's what they're like, well, Americans don't know, because honestly, you guys don't know. When Africans come to America, they're busting their behinds to get degrees, become doctors, lawyers, and stuff like that. So when Africans look at African Americans, they're like, these people have credit cards. We don't even have credit cards. These people are not even working, and we come here and we busting our asses. We're doing this. We're now 6 figures, and these people have all these years to become all these great jobs and careers, and they're not doing anything. I'm just saying this is what they're saying. Yeah, this is the conversation. Just like y'all have all this time to get free money, free loans, and we don't get that back at home.
Yeah, but
y'all get that when y'all come here, though.
Exactly, and guess what? We're right here, and y'all are still here.
There's a lot of grants and loans in different situations.
The people from here is not getting them loans that y'all come here and get, though.
You said what you just said?
No, I said there's a lot of.
That's the point that they're proving. The people here are not even getting it. So it's like, what are y'all doing?
No, I'm saying the black people here are not getting them same opportunities that y'all come from y'all Africa and come here and get. We don't get those.
We're considering not just Africans, everybody, all the other countries are considering y'all as being lazy, because it's like, why aren't y'all getting these? Like, why y'all not busting y'all asses to? Y'all should be better than the Chinese. If y'all Americans, y'all should be better than America. Y'all should be better than Chinese people who coming over here.
But we.
And
the thing is,
my question is, what are the opportunities that you think that we have over?
That's different, right?
The grants, the loans, the scholarships, and
that
stuff.
we're getting more than you guys.
I don't understand what. No, I've never heard of anything.
Are y'all seeing what's going on with the immigrants right now and how the benefits that they're receiving? Yeah, are y'all aware of this right now?
The immigrants were here.
Yeah, all of these immigrants coming into New York and
Chicago.
I've heard about.
Are you aware of the benefits that they're getting right now? The free hotels and the free EBTs and all of this.
$500 a week.
Wait, before you
per
continue.
person.
Immigrants. What immigrants are you talking about? Because
we're talking about the Mexicans.
Yeah, because that's what I see. I see is like the Guatemalans. That's
the
what
Venezuelan.
I'm seeing.
Yeah, like
we're not talking about them right now.
But
we're talking about
immigrants.
But yeah, immigrants. But what you just said is that Africans are getting more opportunities than African Americans.
Caribbeans. Yes.
We're not talking about the Venezuelans.
What do you mean, how?
So how? Answer that question.
America is giving immigrants from other countries more opportunities that they would give a black man specifically. If you look online, if you go online and search, we go online and search for grants and loans and everything specifically for black men. There's none.
And NAACP don't have. They have plenty of awards and scholarships and
that just shows you how America treats black people as a whole. It's America.
But that's the point we're trying to get to y'all. That the reason we're not as far as people come from other countries and get is because.
No, I'm sorry. No, this is not to be ignorant, because you still haven't answered my question as to what us Africans.
You want to know the name of the grant?
Specific grant?
Like, I don't get what you're saying.
Not even just that, because there isn't anything specific that we're doing. We're receiving.
Yeah, but hold on. You have not pointed out any simple, direct way you can know that black people are lazy, but yet y'all can claim and give us that title. You don't know. You don't know that. This is what
Chinese people give y'all that title.
No. Africans as well. A lot of foreign people or immigrant people are doing that. We're not going to cut the slack. It's everybody doing that shit to black Americans.
But do you know how hard it is? No, listen. Do you know how hard it is to leave your country, our home, Africa, wherever in Africa, to now even get a visa in itself is hard. It's not.
You know how hard it is to build America
We're not talking
for
about
free,
that right now, though,
for free,
my
and not to
dear.
get anything? Because you're only speaking from an African
But
perspective.
but if it's so hard, why do millions of people do it every day, every year, every week, every month?
I don't want it to negate from what you're trying to say. Listen,
What is the shit that they give for school
scholarships?
Not the scholarships, but they had and they took away the rights recently.
Affirmative action.
Affirmative action. Look, that's being spread between. That was just supposed to be for African Americans, and they just made that shit for the whole anybody.
But what I don't want to happen is I don't want no one to take away from the hard work that Africans are doing to get to where they are. We're not getting.
We're not doing that. But if you come here and you saying disrespect to African American, look.
It's literally they're
Can I ask y'all a question? Y'all know Hispanic people, right? Mm-hmm. If a person doesn't know Spanish, but he's still considered Puerto Rican, right? Don't every Puerto Rican person still claim they're Puerto Rican? They're not. You American Spanish. They don't say that shit. But we got to hear from African people how we're not as black as they are because we were born in America.
Okay.
Yeah, I think when it comes to this conversation, it's just, like I said, it's very disingenuous to say Black Americans are lazy, especially when Black Americans are the reason why your family was able to leave your country and come to a better country and have a better opportunity. And we can't act like some Africans came here because their families were well off. Like, you know what I'm saying? So let's not act like every family was poor.
It's a very small percentage.
No, let's not act like every family was poor. They came over here struggling.
It's Africa. It's a third world country. This is a first world country. So 9 times out of 10, everyone is coming over here.
Yeah,
zero. So that's what their point is. We're starting from zero.
Literally.
That's what the
Black Americans started
no
from
credit,
zero
no
too.
nothing.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
But we're talking about right now. We're coming here with no credit, no nothing, no job.
Neither are we.
Our degrees in Africa or wherever, Nigeria, Ghana. We can't.
It's like going to middle school.
We're starting over from scratch.
We don't even have an education system to prosper from.
But for you to now sit there and try to say that Africans, we're not working as hard or we're getting things easier.
I don't think we're saying that. We're saying we don't appreciate the disrespect.
Oh, I understand
the constant Black Americans are lazy when that's simply not true. Black Americans are some of the most profitable, the richest Black nation on earth. Like, you know, we got the most degrees as a collective. Like, you know what I'm saying? So to come over here and to keep disrespecting us.
I think it's just more so saying some instead of saying everybody.
But you didn't say some when you was trying to paint all Africans as being got all these degrees. You ain't say some. You tried to group all of them and try to make it seem like all of them are coming over here and prospering when that's simply not true either. Like,
yeah, so some Africans who come over here, they do very well, more than some Americans, and some Americans, you know, are doing better than some Africans. I think we should just leave it at that. But on the African side, they see it more of a ratio that we're honestly doing well, and they just feel like you guys are just not doing much. I think that's the better way to put it.
But that's wrong. You get what I'm saying? You're justifying the wrong. Like, I don't get it.
That's wrong. And that doesn't mean that the disrespect has to get there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I would say, arguably, if Black Americans was in some of y'all countries, those countries would be way more better than they are today.
And honestly, that's what y'all should do. But people are doing it. It's just on a small scale. So I think it's just more so the scale.
Because as a Black American, I don't know what it feels like to have to leave my country to go live somewhere else, because we have fought for everything for us to stay in this country and be able to make a living, not only for ourselves, but for the immigrants that's coming here. So I can't relate to leaving my country. I never did that. My people never left our country. We stayed here and fought for everything we had to get through: slavery, Jim Crow, segregation, all of that. We didn't have the luxury to be like, you know what? Let me go to fucking Saudi Arabia and just live my life thanks to the Saudi Arabians who made it possible. Like, no, we stood here and fought. So the fact that we have to get the disrespect, not even from not only from the white people, from the Asian people, now from the people that we thought was part of the African diaspora.
You're supposed to click up.
Looking at us like, no, them niggas, you heard what they said on this shit. Stay away from them Black. These are African people telling African people to stay away from Black Americans. How you don't feel like...
But you also have to look at the statistics. What is it showing? Like, if I was to be with an American man, just any typical man, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably going to be a baby mama. So that's what they're seeing. So if I marry an African man...
That's like me going to fucking Africa, 9 times out of 10, the poverty and all the fucking the corrupt politicians. It's the same shit.
It's
not
what's being
100%.
depicted. The
It's the
reason why
same
let me
shit.
say something though. The reason why Africans have this negative connotation on African Americans is because of the stereotypes, what they're seeing on TV. It doesn't make it facts. Nothing is factual. We're not. They what they know is what they see. You can't really fault them. They're not here. You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, right? We see negative stereotypes about Africans too, but we don't disrespect y'all.
Y'all do.
You don't disrespect us, really.
I mean, in the
example.
Really?
Oh, y'all from Africa, y'all eat monkeys?
The flies.
Nobody says that.
No. The flies on the face.
Y'all eat monkeys?
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Y'all walk around naked.
First of all, y'all have to stop with this. When I was in high school, I called an African booty scratcher. Everybody got called an African. We talking about grown ass adults calling niggas akatas. Calling niggas akatas. Like,
but that's our language. It's nothing offensive. It's just I'm a akata. So for example, let's back it up. I'm Ghanaian and American, so I see both sides. So it's like akata is nothing negative. Akata is an American black person. I'm an akata. But at the end of the day, I represent Ghana more because I know my culture from Ghana. For an example, my mom, she's American. I don't know what part of Africa she was from. My dad, he's Ghanaian.
She's American,
but at the end of the day,
I don't know. They're American. But you wouldn't say that to a Jamaican.
But they're African American though.
Would you say a Jamaican don't know what part of Africa he's from?
Jamaicans are Caribbean, so they already have their own.
Would you say he don't know what part of Africa he from?
But he know where he comes from. He comes from Jamaica.
Just like a black person know they come
but
from.
I guess maybe but I guess maybe they can. But I guess maybe.
Wait, one second.
I guess it's easier to pinpoint.
A Jamaica is from Jamaica, right?
Yes.
An American is from where?
An African American is from Africa and America, but they don't know what part.
And this is why that term is confusing. Is which I hear people just say Black Americans now because we try to do the right thing and at least acknowledge our ancestry. Unlike you don't see a Haitian saying I'm African Haitian or a Jamaican saying I'm African. We try to do the right thing and acknowledge our ancestry, and now it's being used. Well, what part? Like, no, just for that, we just Black Americans now. Like, fuck all that African American shit, bro. We Black Americans now, bro. Because if y'all don't question the Caribbeans, then y'all shouldn't question the Americans.
Caribbeans know where they come from. African Americans don't know.
They do not. They do not.
But you have to understand, like, there's a lot. Like Jamaicans, most of them they come from Ghana. Mm-hmm. So most of them they can easily pinpoint where they're from in Africa.
But they don't get
a Jamaican is not going to say I'm from Ghana. He's going to say he's from Jamaica, bro.
Y'all trying to bail them. So what does a Haitian say?
I don't know.
What does somebody from Antigua say?
I don't know. But
they from their country.
Listen, I'm just trying to give you maybe a reason as to why. I'm not saying what they're doing or saying is correct. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to give you guys maybe another way to look at it.
No,
because
it's wrong. We're not going to look at it a different way. It's just wrong. They need to stop.
It's easier for them to see. Okay,
I get what you're saying.
You get what I'm
you looking at it from the perspective of you from Africa, and you get why they saying they from Jamaica or whatever. But it's still wrong at the end of the day because we have our own country. Huh? It's not the truth. America is a country.
Yes,
they has culture there. So if I say I'm American from America. That's my culture.
I think it's more so pinpointing the Africa and African roots as far as they're saying y'all don't have culture, y'all don't know the history and the background of Africa, where y'all come from. So like, for example, you wouldn't saying a Chinese person like, oh, I'm not Chinese, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like you would say.
I gave that example too about the Hispanic. They don't get questioned by other Hispanics whether they didn't know one bit of Spanish.
I mean, honestly, Black people, African Americans, we should just come together and just be as one.
But that's what we're trying to do. But if you keep saying like, yo, y'all not from here.
Upsets me the most.
Well, you know what do y'all feel like y'all should do in order to know where you guys come from? Are you guys doing the DNA test?
We're telling you. We're telling you we're from America.
So you are still enforcing us to have to prove to you that we're Black enough or we're African enough. We don't feel like we need to do that.
So they're just that's
disrespectful.
How is that disrespectful?
Because you don't even want to try.
What? I gotta pay for you to love me? Get the fuck out of here.
Our lineage is in America.
What the fuck?
That's just the bottom line.
So
they don't want
the
to go
question
back
is,
to see
how will we solve it? How will we solve this issue? Because I feel like it's not. We don't have to say like, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. We can say you don't know a lot about Africa. So what would you do?
Stop spitting the narrative of all these other people that's disrespecting Black Americans. Speak to us like how you want to be spoken to, and we'll do the same.
But what if that's not disrespectful to them? They just feel like you just don't
give me the
know.
fuck out of here, man. Send me a mothership. Give me the fuck out of here.
And they will love that because you're taking the time to go to Africa and to learn about it. You know?
Y'all not even taking the time to talk to us without criticizing us. We're weak, we lazy, we don't fuck with them.
The fact that you didn't want to do the DNA test, the fact that you didn't want to do this is showing how ignorant you are. That's what we
I'm
see
ignorant because of that?
No, that's
You sound ignorant. Get the fuck out of here.
That's what we're saying. Is
Yo,
get the fuck out of here.
Yo, bro, what part of Africa are you from? What are you? Okay then.
So he's.
But they would never question that, and that's what we find disrespectful. You wouldn't look at him.
Mm. Mm.
Are you Jamaican?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Would your parents expect you to look for your African roots to know where you're from? No. Okay.
But he would probably want him to marry a Jamaican.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, Chris.
Hey, it's me, the Quenchies. I'm that late afternoon craving you just can't shake. Wait, what's that? Welch's Grape Aid? No! Made with real fruit and no added sugar, nothing answers the call of the Quenchies like Grape Aid. Got the Quenchies? Grab a Grape Aid in your juice aisle.
Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No, don't. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
As he said, with Jim Crow and everything, parents came here, they understand that. Just because we wasn't born here, the lineages are from here, we all are black. We're all going to get treated the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we come to solutions when we all can agree, like, just because we're from this country or from that, we're still African. But when you got to constantly being like, well, you know, you're not really African because you can't identify. You ain't do the DNA testing to know which part or which tribe you came from. Like, yo, our experiences is unique in America, just like it's different in Jamaica. Like, you know what I mean? Like the Brits is different. It's different like lineages, but they're all African. Like at the end of the day, like, and we acknowledge that. Black Americans have acknowledged that. It's not like we haven't acknowledged our roots. We call ourselves African Americans. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Some people say that they're like the African Americans are saying that. I'm not African.
Yeah, a lot of Africans, they don't want to
American.
consider African Americans. I think they
I didn't get on no boat.
But those could be the people that you would call ignorant.
Most of them.
And so that's what Africans are seeing as those people who are like.
But that's not, they're saying black people.
Because there are a lot of black people who are saying, no, I'm not African.
Yeah, a lot of, most, if you
But that could also,
you African? Hell no, I ain't African.
But that could also be in response to the disrespect that we get from African people, though.
Yeah, I mean, it works both ways. Everybody,
but at the end of the
everybody,
right? I think at the end of the day, it comes down to respect. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, what part are you from? You just know that that's my brother because he's black. You know what I'm saying? If we take out the countries or whatever, everybody the same color, and the white people here gonna treat us all the same. They don't pull you over and be like, oh, you African?
Exactly.
So that's why I'm gonna leave you alone.
Can I tell you why? Can I tell you why it hurts though? Only because we are not going to Africa speaking that rhetoric towards you guys. You guys are flying over here speaking that rhetoric about us. You get
That's like us going over there like, damn, like y'all got all these resources.
But
why y'all ain't do nothing with these resources? Y'all letting the Chinese come in and dictate everything.
Exactly.
Why ain't, if I was over here, I would have been did all. We got all the natural resources. I would have been did. Africa would have been fucking Wakanda by now. Like that's like us saying that same rhetoric. Like,
but
you know
it's
what I mean?
true though. I agree.
But we're not gonna go over there and disrespect y'all like that.
What is not true? No. He's from Jamaica, right? Who own all the roads, the bridges, and the tolls? Who own? You know who own those? They don't own shit. My father lives in Jamaica. Can't even come to America. But they don't own shit over there either. But I'm saying they're not being questioned.
We're not owning a lot of. First of all, it's just I just feel like I said before.
But this is not a predominantly black country. Africa's a black country and don't own shit. That doesn't make sense.
When we come over to America,
Black continent, my fault.
Yeah, when we come over to America, you guys still disrespect us. It's the same. I just feel like each parties are disrespecting each other. We just have to come together.
I
as
agree.
one.
I'll give you a great example, and then we're gonna move on, right?
Yeah.
That's like South Africa, right? That's like the whites going to South Africa. Now, when we look at the discrepancies of the wealthy white people compared to the black people, that's like a white European going over to South Africa who made it in South Africa, who's wealthier than the majority of the people that live in South Africa, and be like, damn, these black Africans or colors or whatever the fuck y'all want to identify, they lazy as fuck because I, as a white person, came over here to this continent or this country and I was able to make it, so y'all lazy as fuck. Like that's the type of rhetoric that.
But that's what's happening though.
But are y'all lazy?
Or
because y'all come here and say y'all not lazy.
But the white nigga.
But if a white person go to Africa, he gonna consider y'all lazy because he got further than the people there.
He already had more money and more opportunity.
Okay, right.
But that's the same shit for us here.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're saying so you're saying so who had more money, more resources when it comes to here?
They saying Africans, but I don't.
No, not African. I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys come here on the same notion of the people
that you're saying the
money.
White people here have more resources and have more money compared to...
We built America and get paid $1.
Yeah, we in the negatives at this point.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And I feel like that's what makes it harder.
The thing is, y'all want us to work for less, and then when we know our worth, then y'all saying, oh, they don't want to work. No, we know our worth. Like, we've been working for less. You get what I'm saying? Like, we tired of working for less. We want our due diligence. We want what's owed to us. And it doesn't mean they're lazy. It just means they want what's due to them. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm going to be real with you. I just feel like it's going to take time. If it hasn't been done already for the whole of all African Americans to become successful in 400 years, it's just going to take more time for the African Americans just get on that level.
But what country do you know where everybody's successful? Like,
no, I'm just saying as far as like the derogatory, actions and comments about African Americans.
That's what I'm saying. Black Americans are the most successful out of every black nation on this earth. Like, financially, educationally, like if you compare black Americans to any other nation and on the earth, we have the most capital, we have the most spending power, we have the most educated people. Like, you know what I'm saying? So this whole nation, and I get Africa, you could say Africa, but y'all divide yourselves by countries. So if you want to compare Nigerians to black Americans, it's kind of unfair, like because two different countries, bigger population. Maybe in Nigeria, probably bigger population. But if you look at that population compared to black Americans, better, we got higher spending power, we got more money, more education. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like this, I can't get over this nation that black Americans are.
I think it's just more so based off what they see. They've never been here. So if they see in China, all the Chinese people are poor and homeless, when we get over there and you finally see like,
they got the money,
people doing stuff, some people doing over here, but it's only a few of them who not doing nothing. So it's just they just never been here. So when they see and they ask their homeboy like, oh, okay, did you marry that girl? No, I ain't gonna marry. You know what I'm saying? So that's when it's like, oh, okay, so now the statistics, okay, you a baby mama, you this, you having 10 kids out of wedlock, like baby mama here, baby, like, that's where it's just they're seeing the results by looking from what's around them. Like,
there's more black fathers at home than any other group in America.
Is there? I never heard about that.
I'm saying, but y'all look up all the negative shit.
It's not even about the negatives. It's about I live in America, so I know what I see. I'm not blind to what I see in front of my face. And it's not to put anybody down, because I really hate this conversation because it's so divisive. Right. Even though it's a great one to have because it's helpful to.
It got to be had,
we're able to like listen to each other's frustrations and perspectives. It's great, but at the same time, it can be very divisive. But to answer or to kind of say, piggyback what you're saying, like I said, I feel like what I see, I don't see a lot of the black men in the homes.
But she just talked about numbers. So I mean, you did research on baby mothers, right? So why are you researching that and not black fathers?
The research is all of us are speaking based on, quote unquote, based off what around us, our surroundings.
Yeah.
You said
all
the
my
numbers,
aunties,
You said the numbers.
Numbers as far as what?
That's what you said. You said the numbers show that America has more baby mothers. That's what you said?
I didn't say numbers, but like, for example, I don't have if you would compare the white family compared to our family, because he said some numbers and statistics, it's like with my community,
Mhm.
my aunties, there's no father in the home. All my aunties, all my cousins,
Mhm.
there's no fathers in the home.
And your American
but
side,
they-
your American
On the
side?
American side.
Well, technically, if
my
we talk about
dad's side.
numbers, there are more single white mothers than there are single black mothers. There's more black white
don't-
women on welfare than
Yes.
are black women.
But guess
So
what?
again,
Are they
we're looking
showing
at
that on TV? Like most white people are baby mamas. Well, they're not showing that on TV.
That don't mean it
so-
don't exist, though.
That is true.
So you
we,
get,
we know
so
that.
you get all your information from TV.
I'm just saying that if someone who's never been here, what you
And
gonna
that
do?
can go to that. Yeah,
But I'm-
that can someone.
But I mean,
You on
internet,
Instagram,
the
you
internet
on
accessible
TikTok.
to everybody though. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean, so
internet
if you
accessible
curious
for
about something, look it up.
That's what they're doing. They're seeing like the
No.
trials and
Looking, I'm
tribulations,
not talking about
like,
looking on TV. I'm talking about researching.
I'm just saying, researching. They're getting the statistics. They're knowing, like, okay, that's crazy. They can literally pull up facts and be
Mhm.
like, this is it. So
I would say that it's facts to prove wrong answers all over. I
So
understand.
then now we really don't know
Yeah.
what is the truth, but it's in their own circle and community. That's what they're seeing. Like
But
that's
you-
just
but
from my
you-
experience
it's-
from my American side. My
I get
dad's
it, I
side,
get
who is Ghanaian,
Yeah.
everybody is getting married. Like that's in their culture. You get
Yeah.
married before you have baby. You get married before you have a ceremony. Like everything is like traditional. So that's what they say they don't have culture because it's. Y'all parents are not forcing Black American men to get. That's one
I can
example.
agree to a certain
They're
degree.
not forcing y'all to do that. We're getting married at a younger age, and in a faster.
But
rate
if we're
than Black
if we're only basing around our circle, I could say that I don't know not one deadbeat man, and I know
so
plenty
you
of
good,
men.
you're a pass. What about you?
We in the same circle.
Yeah, your circle, but you can't compare a circle to.
But that's what y'all just did.
Nah. That from my experience. You know what I'm saying?
There's no way.
My experience, no, my experience meaning like what I see every day, living my life. I've been here for how many years on this earth? I don't see a good example of Black men in the home.
But we could say the opposite, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
and
then that's all. That's what I'm saying. That's
I
all
get
we
what you're
can
saying.
speak for is what we
because of
know.
your personal experiences, like
Mhm.
because of your
But you
your
can't.
circle.
But you can't
I'm
base.
saying
You can't base a whole
statistically-
group of people
Yeah,
on your
you
experience.
really can, but I'm
Yeah.
saying my experience, meaning like not even just my experience, based on statistics, based on what you see on the news, based on people that you know. Like it's just it's common knowledge.
You know, I
that
could tell you
Black
like the
men are
news is
not
blasphemy
really
because
in the homes.
a Black man could do something wrong and go to jail. They'll paint him as a victim. A white kid could shoot up a school and he'll walk out in handcuffs.
Of course, now.
But I'm saying we all African Americans and Africans could see that they're the ones on the pedestal. But why are we even going in a debate where we have to challenge each other?
The same way Black people are always fighting against Black people in general, whether it's Black on Black crime or Black
It's a little
Americans
some of
against
that. I ain't gonna hold you.
African-Americans. It's
You-
like
A lot of
it's
that.
still it's not changing whether
But you-
it's back.
But you know what you can also look up that white people enslave Black people. They
You said
constantly.
they didn't.
Huh?
What you saying?
That white people enslave Black people.
Mhm.
They shoot up schools. I mean, but your parents are still telling you that to go marry a white man instead of a Black man.
Great point.
Like because that goes into the Bible thing. That's why the white Jesus and all that, the white savior complex. That's a whole nother.
So you can't.
But it's safe on that side.
Like, yo, they not violent over there.
We
Like,
could definitely be here all day, but I
Yeah.
think we do got to get up out of here. I know y'all got to go. I wish this conversation was longer.
Shit.
It could have been longer if people, I
mean,
ain't
you had 2 or 3
Yeah.
more
You know what I'm
questions.
saying? Like,
but-
Yeah.
Sure.
Come on,
All
bring
right,
it on.
listen, we're gonna
then.
get this.
Go
We're gonna
ahead.
get this one more in there, and then I'll be able to get up out of here. We spoke earlier about, I said that the ethnic group of women I see the most that pedestalize their men is Haitian women, Nigerian women, and Ghanaian women. Like every time I go online, they always speak very highly of their man, which in turn create this higher like desire. I've seen a lot more Black American women saying they want them an African man or a Nigerian man or Haitian man. Like, so with that being said, do y'all think that, being African women yourselves, do you think there is more competition for your men because of that?
Well, I would say yes, and I would say no. Okay, so I would say no because this is my personal belief or based on my perspective. Most African men would prefer to marry within their own culture, within themselves. I'm not saying that because I've said this before on my show and I've got bashed for it, right? Like African men would prefer to date or marry, another African woman. Based off culture, it's cultural. This like, you relate to each other better and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, even though you will see an African man marrying a white woman or Black American woman or Asian woman, whatever, yeah, you'll see that happening, but it's not really the majority. It's like the minority. No matter how much you see it on social media, because if you go on social media now, you'll see a lot of Black African men marrying outside their races. I mean, outside their culture.
Yeah.
But it's literally the minority.
Okay.
African men are primarily marrying within their own. What I will say is that as far as competition, and this might hurt some people's feelings, and I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but I'm trying to watch my words.
Spill it out.
Okay. I feel like African men, the reason why a lot of African men are venturing outside of African women is because other women, American women, I'm not saying that they're easier, but they're easier to manipulate. They're they know they can get more out of an American woman as opposed to an African woman. Because like I'm Nigerian, right? So I can only speak for what I know. So a lot of Nigerian men right now, their main complaint about their fellow Nigerian women is this transactional. Everything about a Nigerian woman is about finance. If you don't have money, they don't want to talk to you. They don't want nothing to do with you. Everything is about paying my bills. How much is my monthly allowance? And I'm not making it up, right? So everything's about money, 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 what you can do for me.
Right.
But now you go to an American woman. American women, it's not transactional. It's more unconditional. We believe more unconditional compared to a Nigerian woman.
That's crazy.
American women, you can find a woman to love you. She'll pay your bills. She'll give you money.
Go 50-50.
She'll go 50-50.
Not I.
And women in Nigeria, like I said, I'm speaking for Nigerians.
Yeah.
We don't believe in the whole 50-50 notion and all that kind of stuff,
And this
right?
is majority.
It's mostly a man is the head of the home, he's a provider, protector, and all that good stuff.
Well,
so African men, they're seeing how, other women of other cultures are now, willing to do
give more.
things. So that's the main reason why they're willing to marry other women, because they don't want to deal with the wahala.
Yeah.
Nigerian women?
What are Nigerian women giving to their man?
Yeah. What's the role of a Nigerian woman in
Just
that
living and
relationship?
existing and breathing.
That's it?
You didn't know that?
What you mean? What else? What else is there to do? I mean,
Cater, cook,
of course, yeah, you'll do that.
It's
But I'm
basically
saying that's just culture.
Long story short, they're just housewives.
It's the culture. Yeah. It's just
And
culture.
these the people you thought was the prize?
They are the prize because I am Ghanaian. So yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Nigerian women. No, to be fair, Nigerian women, we're very submissive. We cater to our men, all that kind of stuff, as opposed to maybe here in America, they don't believe in all that kind of stuff.
But
right?
that's the backlash they get with American women, is that American women are not really submissive like that. And that's the only thing that we have a leg up with African American women is because we are more submissive.
Another thing is, I see a lot of African women or other groups of women. Y'all may be submissive, but y'all also going to work for that man too. Y'all,
as far as what you mean?
Y'all on the road, y'all cooking, y'all making pantries, y'all sewing shirts, y'all doing a lot.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. But I guess what I'm trying to say is like, an American woman to them is just, they can get more out of them. Like
American woman would basically, long story short, American woman would do more for African men than an African woman would do. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Financially,
yeah.
Let's be real. Financially, I'm not saying that's the only reason why they're dating outside their culture, but they know, and also, like I said, nowadays times have changed. So men of the older generations, they expect their women to be in a home, cooking and cleaning, giving birth. That's their primary source of their job or whatever. So they expect their women to be in a home. Now in this generation, the men, they would prefer, I'm talking about African men now, they would like for their women to now be more independent, go out and have a job and all that kind of stuff. So things are kind of shifting now, if you don't know.
So in Africa or like Nigerian culture, y'all go to school and graduate college, get degrees and all that shit, to sit in the house.
No.
Oh, no.
That's where you're missing the point. I'm saying back in those days, women, they weren't going to schools and they weren't doing all that. But now things have shifted. Things are changed.
Gotcha.
Women are going to schools, getting degrees, and
On
having
both sides,
businesses.
African and African
They're
American.
doing.
They're being more
independent.
But y'all still want a man to take care of y'all.
Why
Of
not?
course, no. Why?
I ain't mad at y'all.
Thank you.
Nah, I am, because it's like the thing is, see, and this is why it's a little bit tricky, because we are in a society where the gender norms are changing, right? You know, so again, when it comes to men, their traditional gender roles has not changed. You know what I mean? They still have to protect, provide, lead, whatever the case. Now, when we look at the women now, because you have, you know, these opportunities to work, you don't have to depend on a man now. Now, your roles are starting to be interchangeable now. Like, you know, the things that I used to do, the home care, well, a man can do that as well, or the cooking and cleaning.
And
well,
that's where the
men
respect
can also
comes less
do that.
to a man. Like, I will respect you less if you're not able. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is we never been in a society where women have had the same opportunity as men. So now we are trying to figure out how the fuck does family dynamic work now.
Like, you say you respect him less if he doing those things?
No,
or if he not doing those things?
For me, like, I just feel like if you're a man, this is just my preference. I want him to be the provider for everything. Like, I don't want to have to come out of because if that's the case, you might as well be my roommate. If I'm coming out of pocket, paying for this, that, and the third, we roommates. Then I can talk to whoever I want to, and you can too. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my thing. You have less respect if we both sharing chores. You know what I'm saying?
So
I put you on a
would
buddy
have
level. We'll be friends.
I would. Okay.
My fault. So he's paying for everything, and you doing what?
It just depends on what he will allow me to do. That's where the submissive of an African woman. Me personally, I don't mind doing my own personal business. Like, I don't mind still. I want him to be able to allow me to work if I want to, and not if I don't have to.
And what you doing if you do work? What are you doing with your money? Like, what is that doing for the household?
Well, the household can be curtains, you know, I can cook, buy groceries, you know, things of that nature, whatever he allows me to do. Some men won't be like, you don't even, here's my credit card, you don't even have to do all that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You see, with
Y'all talking about these TV niggas.
But you know,
now I can still do it. I can still have the money for it. If I want to be financially savvy with my money, I can use it for stocks. I can use it for bonds. I can use it for CDs.
But it's our money if I need it, right?
Well, that's what we got, the mutual bank account. I got my bank account.
Oh, nah.
And then you have yours. That's how it works for me.
Oh, okay.
This like I get what you could be saying, but to me, when I look at it, it doesn't sound like a fair exchange for men anymore. I'm be honest with you, and I think that's what some men, African or whatever, a Black American, Caribbean, that's what they're starting to see. Is not the equivalent exchange as it used to be. Now I still have to work 80 hours a week, while you talking about, damn, I don't. We have women on the show who said they would rather work than be a stay-at-home mom. And it's like, ain't that what y'all been communicating to us for the longest? And now that you're a stay-at-home mom, we gave y'all the opportunity. Now you talking about, you know, it's too much of a hassle, I'd rather work. And then when you go to work, now you don't want to cook, you don't want to have sex, you don't want to do that. Like, so it's like, where's the compromise?
The dynamics have changed since women can get degrees and work, do manly stuff. But it just depends on what the female wants these days. I just feel like, you know, if they want to do it, let them do it. If they don't, move on to the next female. There's plenty of females out there. So I feel like you don't have to be with that one girl that wants you to provide for everything. It's your personal
that's
preference.
Why I don't like to have this conversation, right? Because, you know, I already said that I believe the productive relationship is the prize. But if you're saying there's plenty of women out there, then by and large, you're saying that you're not the prize, because I could just go out and get another you. You can't go out and get another man that's going to provide this lifestyle for you.
I can.
And you're gonna be competing with the other women trying to get that same man.
And
like,
that's what the baggage that comes with getting a man like that. It's come with cheating. It comes with other, you know, just other things that
y'all don't mind a little cheat, right?
I mean,
no.
I don't
if he
want
paying
it,
them bills, right?
but all men cheat. But that's
not all
men
cheat. That's not.
Okay.
All the men you want cheat for sure.
So anyway, like for an example, and that's why it's a competition with African American women and African women, is because that African man is going to be the provider more than that African man. I mean, African American man. So that's just my preference. I prefer to be with the African man. I don't even date Americans. If I do, I give them a try. If they not, then it's like back to my African man.
So you currently in a relationship?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. So you searching for that prize?
I'm not searching. He's looking for me.
Oh, he looking for you. Oh, okay.
Hope he find you.
I just feel like there's no...
If you're looking for us, she right here, guys.
Hit that like button.
I take my chances with the motherland. And I think that is another thing too. I think, you know, the African women that have been you know, raised in America or born in America are much more westernized. So you start to
we're
develop
more
much
westernized.
More. So I'm hearing even the African men that are here saying they would rather a woman back home because she has those traditional values more than the ones that might have been compromised by Western society and feminism and stuff like that.
Yeah, so they prefer their women to be, you know, traditional, but at the same sense, like I said, nowadays a lot of African men, they're wanting to date American women, or not even American women, other women, because they feel like they're other women, they will love them more genuinely. The love is actually going to be from the heart, as opposed to what they're doing.
So you being a Nigerian woman, you think that all women think that that relationships are transactional from your culture?
That's all they know.
Like how it's just been like that for years.
We have to understand
but they also thought women was property too, like
as well as men.
You say men thought women are property?
Men looked at women as property, like
I mean,
they brought y'all, like, you know, and they treated y'all as property, like, you know what I'm saying? So, and that seems like that's the lifestyle, or that's the era that women want to go back to.
But that's where it started, though. That sound like the transactional relationship.
But you also have to understand, like, people who live in these third world countries, especially maybe like Nigeria, Ghana, they're hungry. The women are hungry. It's literally survival of the fittest. So that's the reason why things. They're not thinking about love. They're not thinking about love.
What do you mean?
They don't have
why they
time
have
for
all
love.
that money?
No, like I said, Nigerian women speak about Nigerian men as if all Nigerian men have this absurd amount of wealth that y'all could just go on a line and choose from. How many?
Let's be real. It's not really Nigerian.
How many Nigerian men
that.
are wealthy in Nigeria?
Let's be real. It's not really Nigerian men who are talking. Nigerian women who are talking like that. It's mainly American women.
That is true.
It's mainly the American women who are now getting the chance to experience
what
Nigerian
they have
man.
to
and
offer.
Now,
that provider.
Now you see them coming online talking about Nigerian men.
Most
Nigerian men, they don't like. Yes, they provide for their women. And I said this before in my show. Nigerian men provide, but it's not to the extent of what you guys are seeing on social media. Like,
or they're not giving
so
the
much
Americans
money.
as much. Like, American would get like a few $100s and they would go crazy. Like, oh my gosh, he just did this for me. But the African women, they're getting way more.
Y'all hear that, ladies?
No, this is a whole different. That's a whole different topic. What I'm trying to say is, like, African men or Nigerian men or whatever, they provide. But this whole Nigerian man, he's giving me all this money. It's not really like that. It's not.
But that's the picture y'all been painting.
That's the picture
and that's why they see it. Like,
I don't want to say
it is like that.
It's more so.
It just depends on who's getting the money. That's what I feel like.
It's not the picture that we've been
that's
painting.
the only way you can tell your story. Like.
No, I honestly truly feel it's just something that's been recently painted by other women of other cultures. Because it's the norm. It's not. Why would a Nigerian woman not come online and start gassing Nigerian men up about him doing what he's supposed to do as a man? That's normal. But as opposed to American women, they're not used to a man fully providing for them, so they're gonna be making a bigger deal than what it is.
I think you got it. I think you guys got it wrong. They feel like those women feel like they're giving up their money up faster than a black man would give up his money. So right now they're looking at him as, oh, yo, he's Chase Bank right now.
Yeah.
We making a flip off him. They're the stupid boo-boo, the fool for us, right? The women that is getting the money from the African men.
Yeah.
Okay,
honestly, it just works both ways. It's transactional because at the end of the day, he's like, oh, well, I just paid all these girls groceries, whatever, but they're not getting wives. So y'all goofy because I'm back home with my wife and y'all, just sleazy or whatever.
Because you know what annoys me a lot?
All getting the same dick.
What I hate, because if you guys go online, you'll see a lot of the men, like a lot of maybe African men. They're marrying like older women, overweight women. Yeah, and if you see, pay attention on TikTok, you see a lot of these Nigerian Ghanaian men dating and marrying fat older women.
That's because they
I
got.
don't want to say fat, but most of these women that they're marrying is not genuine.
Yeah, they trying to get that money on.
But what hurts me the most is how they're making, because the women, I'm telling you, they're American. They're loving them unconditionally.
Oh, yeah,
They're genuinely falling in love. They're giving them money. They're paying their bills, helping to build houses back in their home countries and all that.
Yo,
kind
show
of
me
stuff.
where the black women
You know
at
what I'm
that's
saying?
doing that.
American women
You
are
gotta
doing
prove
this
that.
for all these African
Saying
men.
American, you gotta say black
You know,
American if they.
and the
ain't no black
naiveness.
women out here buying no houses, shipping it to Africa.
Well, it's foreign to them. African men are foreign to them, so they're gonna do something that's
Get the fuck out of here.
It's
You gotta prove that. I don't believe it.
I ain't
So
gonna lie,
now
they
you're
got
seeing-
some, bro.
So now
They
you're
got
seeing
some.
a lot of these not
the overweight. It's
they will
not.
not date an overweight. African women now.
Yeah.
Women in Africa, you don't see them marrying older African women.
Yeah.
You don't see them really marrying overweight women like that.
Yeah.
You know, we're not really overweight in Africa, period.
Yeah.
But in Africa, honestly, let me tell you the truth. If you see a man marrying a woman who's in her 30s, you don't even marry women in her 30s.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my 30s.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you now say you're in your 60s and this man loves you genuinely?
Mm-hmm.
But someone like myself, it's hard for me to find a man who's
They
from,
do that in the Caribbean too, bro.
They do it, yeah. So it's so unfortunate these women are being so naive to think that these men really love them.
I mean, it's just flipping the script. Women been doing that for years. They be marrying the fat
I feel like-
old dude, and he been buying them things.
Well, I think the women also they know because they're older, they may not have many options, so they're willing to just tolerate, settle. They know in the back of their mind, they know, okay, this guy is probably using me or whatever. So they're willing to take it because they love the way the men talk to them. Baby, I love you. I want to marry you. I want to take you home to my mom. All this kind of talk. They love it. It makes them feel good because they know they're not getting it from anywhere else, and they're not going to get it from nowhere else. So they're willing to take that little bit of fake love from the men for a little bit until it ends.
Fake love.
Each party is happy. Each party is getting what they want from each other. So
I am curious before we get up out of here. I am curious, because when you look at most countries in the world, they're not as diverse as, a New York City or California or like a lot of states in America. Yeah. So I'm really curious to know if more African countries or Caribbean countries were as diverse with, different races and ethnicities, would the loyalty to one another still be the same? Because like say you go to Nigeria, 90% of the people look like you. There's really no diversity. So of course, you're most likely to date somebody that look like you. If you was giving more options, man or woman,
great question, bro.
To know if you would, you know what I mean?
Honestly,
date outside your race.
I still feel like they will still hold it down 10 toes because just look at Atlanta. Atlanta is full of Africans and we are Black Hollywood. We have nothing but Black Jamaicans, Haitians, Hispanics, mixed with all types of stuff. At the end of the day, they still marrying their wives, like they African wives and girlfriends.
Most of them have their wives. They're marrying these women here, but they all have their wives and girlfriends at home that they're going to go back home to marry.
Shit, if I had the opportunity to do that, I'd do it too. What are you talking about?
And that's where provider comes in at, and that's why back at home, it's just like they can have multiple wives because they can afford it. Out here, it's hard. Guys out here are busting their behinds to make ends meet. So just imagine you can't afford 2 or 3 girlfriends.
That's why passport bros is like, you know what I'm saying?
That's why the passport was going to Colombia paying these girls
they got
$50
like
here and
girlfriends.
there.
They don't got no other
I hate the
standards outside
passport
of
bros
money.
because they complain about the same thing that these other women in these foreign countries are doing. These women in these foreign countries are doing the same thing that the women are doing here in America. They want money too.
Yeah,
so
but
what's
no,
the
no, no,
difference?
no, 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 no,
It's
no.
what's
price.
the difference? It's the price. It's probably but still,
let me
they
tell you
still
what the
want money.
difference
The
is.
women are not loving you because they love you. They love you because what you can offer
Yeah,
them.
but I don't think men necessarily really care about that. Men are very simple, right?
Because the submissiveness and
they want certain qualities in women that they're not getting in America. Some men are not getting in America. And we don't mind. Some men don't mind being transactional, being that sole provider, as long as we're getting a fair exchange. What men are saying now is we're not getting that fair exchange.
Shit.
We got to provide. We get masculinity. We got to do all of this. We get attitude. We can't, we're not getting the same qualities. But that's what we're
comparing the African American woman compared to the African woman is because what is that African American woman giving? Attitude, oh, I'm about to leave you. I'm finna go. Like all that, it's almost overwhelming and it's too much, and that's why y'all did.
Instead of them listening, they're gonna get defensive after you said that. But great point.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's like it's
Listen,
it's a back and forth.
Yeah.
Like it's not one.
Yeah.
It's always like tussling back and forth.
Can I ask
between
one
your
question real
partners.
quick though? Do you think that African women will start going into like the BBL phase to?
They already
Oh, yeah.
You didn't hear me? They're already in a BBL phase. We're here now.
I think that is a flaw. I think that is a flaw, real quick, because we do have to fuck about. I think that is a flaw. I dated an African woman before, and I think she was much more westernized. And
I thought you said she was wet. I'm like, what?
she was westernized. She was Americanized.
She's much more wet.
So in my head, I'm always hearing that African women are the prototype. Everybody wants to be like the African women.
Mm-hmm.
So, I going into this relationship, I'm thinking I was going to get much more of an organic, natural, built woman.
Gotcha, bitch.
And she was just as enhanced and wigged out. I mean, she didn't have a BBL or nothing like that. But, I was getting the same aesthetic. I felt like I was just dating another Black American woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like I was dating an African woman.
But you do have your more, because I'm not to toot my own horn. I feel like I'm Americanized, but I'm not to the extent of an American. I still hold my traditions. I'm very, very traditional when it comes to my thinking. So I feel like you have to find a woman who still has those same values.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Because there's a lot of Americanized Africans that you can meet every day, and you would never know that they're African because of how they are. But there are so many of us who really are traditional that you really just have to take the time to find, but they're out there.
They are. Shout out to my best friend who's a female named Kafalat. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's a real.
That's a real.
I never know her name. Like,
Yeah.
okay. Like,
That's what.
Anyway, let them know. First of all, we appreciate y'all for pulling up all the way from Atlanta. Let them know where they can follow y'all at.
Yes, follow us on all social media platforms, thelounge.atl, baby. Also on YouTube, the Creative Lab TV. Please follow us on all social media platforms. It's your girl Tyra, all the way from ATL, honey, representing the Lounge ATL. Follow me on my social media platform as well, Tyra Omatola. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, please.
Subscribe, support them.
Support us.
Support our African sisters. You know what I mean?
For sure. Like.
Your Niger babe.
And Ghana babe. So again, I'm Ava, aka Abana at Abana the Diva.
And if you're the prize looking for us, you know what I mean?
When they were saying the sexiest of the sexiest. I don't know. Them niggas be funny as shit.
This nigga got the worst accent in the world.
I'm working on it. Like, you know what I mean? Anyway, man, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Comment in the I know y'all gonna be going crazy in the comment section.
Definitely go crazy.
I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man.
And no beef.
Please love us.
We just had a conversation.
Yeah.
It's like I said, these conversations are important to have. I know they get passionate, but we got to just come out of it with love and just recognize that we all are
respect,
Africans.
man. As long as you respect for at the end of the day, that's what matters.
Appreciate
it,
man.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us.